I'm a cyberbullying prevention expert, and I'm also the CEO of a national insurance firm where I prevent loss and manage risk for a living for businesses around the country. So what I've done is I've taken my professional experience and I've transitioned that into more of my personal mission, which is to help parents and educators around the country kind of deal with the situations that are occurring out there online with social media and mobile messaging. Unfortunately, I had a very personal experience, and it is the reason why I wrote my newest book, The Parent's Guide to Texting, Facebook, and Social Media. And at that point, my daughter was 16 years old, and it was her first day of her senior year at high school, and she was wrongfully accused of something that she didn't do, and she ended up being basically the target of a lot of kids by text message first, bullying her, and then it went up onto Facebook where she was cyberbullied there. It happened for a very long period of time. I knew about it in the beginning, what was happening. She came home, she was hysterical. And however, I really didn't know what to do, where to go, and how to stop it. And it wasn't like I could call the parents. I couldn't really, I couldn't go to them because they weren't involved with their kids. All three of these parents weren't involved with these three girls. And so what I experienced was really something that I never thought I would ever experience as a mother. And that is really the whole reason why I wrote this book, was because, first of all, I wanted to give parents solutions of where to go, what to do. And I want them to realize that it really can happen to them. You think it can't, and you think that it's only in the city next door or the neighborhood next door or someone else's child, but the reality is it's not the case. It is, a fact is that I have a straight A student. She had 50 best friends. She's a cheerleader. She was an ASB officer for her school. She was in leadership for 4 years, and it happened to her. She was a target. She held herself up in her room. She didn't go anywhere. She didn't do anything. She didn't trust her friends. She cut herself off from all of her friends. She felt like everyone was accusing her of doing something that she didn't do, and so therefore she doesn't have that trust, and she still doesn't have it today. So her senior year, when she did eventually drive her car to school, she ate lunch in the car. She completely just isolated herself. And I did not know that was happening. And that's one thing that parents need to know, is that 85% of teens don't tell their parents what's going on. And the fact is that I'm very close with my daughter. She told me in the beginning what was happening, but the details I did not know. I didn't know how it was affecting her day to day, hour by hour, minute to minute. I can tell you to this day, she doesn't trust anyone. She's having trouble making friends, because in her mind, a friend is someone who will not accuse you of something you didn't do. A friend is someone who has your back. And in this case, and in a lot of cases that you see that are occurring out there, kids are just out there. They're out there to embarrass and humiliate others. And they're out there to make themselves look better. And the reality is that whether it's true or not, it really is painful for the person that's going through this. As a parent, I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know how to help her, and I didn't realize it would have this type of result. And the reality is it does. It's painful. And, I'm sure that you, even for you, I bet you might have been bullied when you were younger. I mean, most people, maybe you have, maybe you weren't, but most people I asked that question to, they have been bullied. But it was physical. But when you're bullied online and up on Facebook in front of everyone for the world to see, it's tragic. And I think that, parents, they don't realize how really embarrassing and how, it's just a complete, constant attack of personal esteem. And when it's attack by attack, post by post, text by text, no matter how it happens, it's one by one knocking their self-esteem down to the point where they either can't take it anymore, or they do what my daughter did and completely close off. I mean, there's all types of, you can have the extremes that are not often that common, but I would say it's more common for kids to have the result that my daughter has.